Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The DTC P1454 indicates an FTP fuel tank pressure sensor range performance problem, specifically in the Honda Civic models from 2011 to 2015. The FTP sensor plays a crucial role in the vehicle's evaporative emission control system by monitoring the pressure inside the fuel tank. Its location is typically near the fuel tank, interconnected with the evap canister that captures fuel vapors. If a problem with the sensor is detected, the vehicle's engine control unit (ECU) receives erroneous data, which can trigger the check engine light. This can affect both vehicle performance and emissions. Therefore, diagnosing and resolving this DTC is essential to uphold emissions regulations and ensure the proper functionality of the vehicle. The FTP sensor's primary function is to measure the pressure inside the fuel tank, which is essential for the vehicle's evaporative emission system. The data gathered by the FTP sensor is sent to the Engine Control Module, ECM, to determine how to manage fuel vapor levels and ensure they do not escape into the atmosphere. Its physical location is usually close to the fuel tank, allowing it to monitor pressure changes effectively. The sensor works in conjunction with the evap canister, which stores fuel vapors, and this synergy helps in maintaining the vehicle's operational efficiency while adhering to environmental regulations. When the FTP sensor encounters a performance issue, the check engine light may activate, indicating a need for urgent diagnostic attention. There are several possible causes for the DTC P1454. A faulty FTP sensor can directly impact its ability to accurately monitor fuel tank pressure, leading to erroneous readings. Additionally, blocked vent hoses can prevent the proper flow of pressure in the evap system, which could also falsely indicate sensor issues. Defective components within the evap system can further exacerbate the problem, leading to performance discrepancies. An inspection and potential replacement of these components may be necessary to resolve the DTC. Accurate component functioning is critical for the integrity of the fuel system and the vehicle's overall emissions control. Drivers may notice several symptoms related to DTC P1454. One immediate indicator is the illumination of the check engine light on the dashboard, which signals a need for diagnostics. In addition to this warning, poor vehicle performance could be experienced, including issues like rough idling or decreased acceleration. Another potential symptom is an increase in vehicle emissions, which poses environmental concerns and may lead to failure during emissions testing. It's essential for vehicle owners to pay attention to these warning signs, as they can indicate not just the need for repairs, but also potential long-term damage if not addressed promptly. The first step in troubleshooting DTC P1454 involves checking the evap system. Begin by turning the ignition switch to the on/to position, ensuring all electronic systems are active. Next, use the Honda Diagnostics System, HDS, to clear any existing DTCs, which resets the system's diagnostic history. Following this, you need to remove the fuel fill cap to allow atmosphere pressure to influence the system. Waiting for 1 minute creates a scenario where the FTP sensor can accurately measure ambient pressure changes. Upon reinserting the ignition and checking the FTP sensor in the data list, a proper reading should fall between -0.67 to 0.67 kPa to confirm normal operation. After completing the first step, install the fuel fill cap back onto the vehicle. Clear the DTC again with the HDS to initiate a new diagnostic check. Start the engine and let it idle without load until the radiator fan activates, which can indicate that the system is functioning. During this idling phase, monitor the evap purge control duty, PC duty, while holding the engine at 3,000 RPM. The PC duty should register at 20% or more for a minimum of 4 minutes, indicating that the evap system is actively purging vapor from the canister. Finally, check the OBD status for DTC readings to ascertain whether a failure has been duplicated. For the third troubleshooting step, begin by clearing any DTCs using the HDS again. Next, turn off the ignition and disconnect the evap canister vent hose from the evap canister. This disconnection is crucial to check whether the FTP sensor operates correctly under conditions where it doesn't detect any ventilated air. Turn the ignition back to the on or to position after disconnection. Then, evaluate the FTP sensor readings again through the HDS. A correct functioning sensor should show pressure readings within the normal range of -0.67 to 0.67 kPa. If these values are achieved, check for blockages in the vent hose before moving on to the next step. In this step, remove the evac canister vent shut valve from the canister. Once detached, connect the 2P 2-pin connector to the valve to facilitate electrical testing. With the ignition turned to the on position, select evap CVS on in the inspection menu of the HDS. This action helps activate the vent shut valve so you can assess its operational status. Inspect this component for corrosion and functionality. It must operate freely without any obstruction for the system to regulate pressure effectively. If the valve is found to be operational, proceed to the next troubleshooting steps. Now, you'll need to disconnect the vent hose from the FTP sensor. This separation allows for a clear assessment of the sensor's performance independent of the vent line. Again, check the FTP sensor readings using the HDS. The sensor should maintain normal readings within the specified range. If it does, it implies that the issue could lie within the vent hose or associated components. Consequently, perform a thorough inspection for any blockages in the FTP sensor vent hose. Identifying and clearing any restrictions is crucial for ensuring accurate sensor readings and proper system operation. In this troubleshooting step, turn the ignition off and remove the FTP sensor from the evap canister, but keep its connector attached. Following that, turn the ignition back to the on second position. Assess the FTP sensor readings once more through the HDS. If the readings again fall within the normal range, it indicates that the electrical system may be functioning correctly. On the other hand, if they do not align with expected specifications, replacing the FTP sensor would be necessary to rectify the underlying issue. This component is essential for ensuring the continued proper operation of the evap system and the vehicle's performance. Repair verification is a crucial stage in confirming that all previous steps were successful. Start by turning the ignition switch to the lock position. Then, reinstall any parts that were removed during previous troubleshooting steps in the reverse order to ensure everything is correctly positioned. Following the reinstatement of the components, reset the engine control module, ECM, using the HDS. This resets all adaptive parameters and diagnostic information stored in the ECM. Finally, you need to monitor the OBD status for DTC P1454 and/or P2422 in the DTCs menu on the HDS once again. Depending on the outcome, whether passed, failed, or not completed, you can conclude the necessary actions going forward. Regular preventive maintenance serves to avoid the emergence of DTC P1454 in the future and ensures optimal engine performance. Begin with routinely inspecting all components of the evap system to catch any issues before they escalate. Keeping an eye on fuel system pressure readings can provide early warning signs of sensor malfunctions or pressure problems. Equally important is to ensure that vent hoses remain clear of blockages and restrictions, allowing for an unobstructed flow of air and vapors. Additionally, maintaining proper fuel levels can help prevent damage to the evap system from running low on gasoline, which could jeopardize the functionality of the pressure sensor. In summary, DTC P1454 reveals a crucial issue related to the FTP sensor and its performance within the Honda Civics evap system. Timely troubleshooting is essential to identify any potential faults within the sensor or its associated components. The FTP sensor ensures that the fuel vapors are correctly monitored, ultimately affecting vehicle emissions and performance. Understanding the symptoms, causes, and systematic troubleshooting steps outlined will not only help in addressing the issue at hand, but also provides a framework for preventative measures. Regular inspection and maintenance of the evap system and its components will ensure a smoother driving experience while protecting both vehicle health and environmental compliance. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.